And so
I think it's a very valuable investment. And like you were saying, people just need to be more open-minded.
Correct.
It's like you need to be open-minded, and you need to be able to get that data on you, customized to you, is such a huge investment for you to become the badass you want to be.
So let's bring it full circle now.
Real business owner.
Whatever your situation is currently is not your forever situation.
That's really what real business owners is, man. Like, we don't care where you come from. Where are you going?
Our goal and our job is to reduce the mistakes that you have to make or the money that you have to lose.
You want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be successful, don't give up.
You learn, adjust, and continue to move forward.
Welcome back to the Real Business Owners Podcast. This is episode 140 with myself, Trevor Cowley. As always, Kel Goodman.
What's up? What's up?
Guys, today we have Cade Archibald with us. I've known this individual probably at least a decade, I think.
Yeah, quite a while.
I mean,
back in the softball days.
Daughters are the same age, and they kind of been running with each other for a little minute.
Softball days are never over, though, right?
Yeah, I was going to say softball days.
I haven't played softball.
I haven't
Me neither. But so I wouldn't say I'm fully retired though.
Oh no,
I'm ready to go back to the bigs. If I get a call to rec league softball, bro, that's the bigs.
We're in training for the senior games,
Yes.
bro. We need to get back to it.
Bro, I'm up at 6 every morning, ready to hit the gym, just in case I get that softball call.
Hell yeah.
You know, I do not want this.
We got to start it
my
back
image
up.
to die down because I like to hit dingers, and if they call me, I got to be ready.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I still remember that was probably my first memory of you was
What?
shit talking at softball. Like,
Yeah.
if you were on my team, it was great. If you weren't, it was like, that motherfucker is
Dude,
a shit talker.
I've heard that. We've all heard that. They're like, dude, I hated Trevor the first time I met him. You know, he'd pound his chest when he'd hit a home run, and you know. Hey, dude, I didn't get a lot of that as a kid.
Loved it.
So I was living my childhood dream, like watching it go over. I tried to do that for years when it mattered, and it wouldn't work. So in softball, when it don't matter, it actually happens. You know? So yeah, I've got to live vicariously through softball, thinking that it was an important game that I just hit a dinger, which
It is very important to some people, dude.
City League softball, I don't know much more important than that.
Yeah, well,
that's the big leagues.
When you hit the
life.
wrong side of 30, that's something to look forward to, you know? So, anywho, guys, enough about our softball days, glory days, I guess.
Because we could keep going.
Yes.
We'll cap it.
Yeah,
You know?
and if you need a player and you're in St. George, hit me up. I'm ready to go. I'm staying fresh. But no, Cade is he's an individual that got into entrepreneurship probably 7-8 years ago, something like that. Technically,
we'll say there.
Yeah, you've maybe flirted with entrepreneurship, but you married entrepreneurship full time 100%, probably 7-8 years ago.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So why don't you explain a little bit about what you do? You are in the health and wellness industry. There's a few different aspects to it in terms of actually having clients and actually helping other individuals that are also in the health and wellness space, right?
Yeah, so have a few different businesses. So one is we have.
That's a simple way for him to say he's rich.
No,
go ahead.
Absolutely not. So we have our clinics, East West Health. So that's where we focus on more natural ways of healing people. So that's with acupuncture, chiropractic.
You do like blood work, hormone, like check hormones.
Oh yeah. So we'll do all that, like full functional medicine workup. So we do a lot with different hormone imbalances, energy issues, and we work with on our
Can you help my wife? Sometimes I think when she's upset at me, there's something wrong with her hormones, bro. Is that normal?
I can't fix the getting upset at you because I'm sure that's a common thing that probably doesn't have anything to do with their hormones. But
that's me then. I have to take ownership of that one. It's not her hormones.
Can be true.
If it's energy related or if it's
what about like depression, anxiety, all of the normal things that people are feeling right now that normally rush to, a pill or, prescription to kind of mask it or cover up a depression and anxiety or lack of energy or whatever it is. So you're trying to use the body to heal itself to the point where the body gives you the energy versus like a pill.
Exactly. Yeah, because the thing about pills and what we've been trained in traditional healthcare is like I can, if I have a symptom, I need there's a pill for that, or there's a fix. And really, there's typically an underlying issue, whether that's hormone related, whether that's a lot of it's like what we're intaking. We're exposed to so many different chemicals on a daily basis. And so those all impact our health in a big way. It could be stress related. There's kind of four key things. So you have like stress from trauma. So you get in a car accident, you get an injury. You have stress from emotional.
What about business?
Yeah,
business stress.
Sure.
Yeah, so we work with.
We've been beat down a few times.
Yeah.
We work with. We actually love working with entrepreneurs, like executives and high performing individuals, because typically they, hopefully they are taking care of their health, and then we just work on optimizing it. But most of the time, they're we get neglectful when we're focused on our business and our
focus more on our wealth and our health, right?
Well, I honestly think high achievers, sometimes they get such narrow vision.
Oh, yeah.
That they're focused on one thing. And if that one thing is their business, maybe their relationship slides, maybe their health slides, maybe their mental health slides.
I struggle with that all the time. I'm like, I'm in health mode. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm in business mode. Oh, now I'm back in relationship mode. You know what I mean?
It's like you're going all
It's hard for me to be like a great...
Balancing it all, right?
Exactly,
like, and people say balance. Yeah. Like, some high achievers don't know how to balance. When they go in, they go all in, you know? And like Kel's saying, if it's all in on fitness, it's all of a sudden from not working out to 2-a-days or something like that. And that's all you're thinking about, So it's like 0 to 100, then back to 0, then back to 100.
Oh, shit, my business is slipping. I guess I better divert. I'll do both.
Yeah.
And then you're like, shit, I'm not doing both.
2 or 3 weeks later, all business.
Yeah. That's where like that balance piece is huge. Yeah. And so, that's a lot of what we do. We also, I'm partnered with my brother, Cade Archibald. So we also do, it's called Go Wellness, which is a healthcare consulting.
Is there like a gowellness.com or,
you could go to gowellness.com.
But is that mainly for the other professionals?
So if you're like a healthcare entrepreneur or a practitioner that
wants to know more about additional services, or what do you do for those type of people? How do you serve other entrepreneurs?
We have programs at different levels that will help them implement certain services that we know are going to get really good results for their patients and be able to build monetary value for their clinics.
Do you notice that, like, a doctor or a clinic or however you want to put it, once they get to a certain point, they just kind of stay with what they know, and continued education has kind of been a lacking thing in the industry, like trying to go above and beyond what they were taught in school, because that's how I look at the healthcare industry. There's doctors that went to school, they know what they know, they were taught what they were taught, and then they go out in the world and they apply that, but there's zero continued education. They're not really trying to dig deeper to find better ways of solving the problem.
Is it continued education in their practice, or is it these guys need to know how to run a business? Because dude, doctors are idiots, bro. Like, the more I get to know them, like, as far as in my world, right? Because I'm in the business world. That's what I love. I'm pretty good at business and scaling and building teams and all this shit. Doctors are typically pretty shitty at it. Yeah. They don't like SOPs outside of what they are originally taught, or their practice. Like a dentist is like, no, this is what all dentists do, and they just do that. But then there's these ones that will, like, they have an entrepreneurial spirit. And they're like, they'll kind of be disruptors in the industry, and they'll be wildly successful, right? But it's because they actually have the entrepreneurial spirit. I've noticed a lot of doctors don't, right? So they need probably a lot of help with it,
Absolutely. No, and that's where we really come in, is we can help. So to answer your question on the continuing education, like all these doctors' licensure and everything requires all this standardized continuing education. Now, how quality that is, that's a problem, I believe, is what traditional, the healthcare system today, what it teaches is a lot of pharmaceutical based things, drugs and surgery. Sure. Which those have a place, and I'm not here to say like don't take drugs.
Go all holistic. Yeah. I mean, I believe that modern medicine, there's plenty of good,
some amazing stuff.
But if you have to take a pill every single day for a problem, that's not fixing it, because if it was fixed, then you wouldn't have to take the pill, right? Exactly. The only reason why you're taking the pill is so that you stop flaring up whatever the issue is. So you're actually just suppressing a problem versus addressing the problem.
Yeah, you're suppressing it, and then you have to end up taking more and more of that medication, and eventually that medication doesn't work, and now your problem is so much worse. Okay. So it's just like this snowballing effect. And so, what we do in that instance, we help train practitioners on the business aspect of it. So my background, I'm not a doctor or anything. My traditional training's been more in business. And then we also have, like, my brother's a brilliant practitioner.
I was going to say, your brother has the experience on that side of things, but does he have the entrepreneur mind, kind of what Kel was talking about? Very much so. So he's one of the hybrid,
Very
out
much
there.
Unicorns.
I call him a lichen. You guys ever seen Underworld, where the vampire and the wolf creates a lichen? That's a hybrid, bro.
I like that.
I actually haven't seen that. I've seen Waterworld. Not Underworld?
Underworld.
I haven't seen that one yet, dude.
There's lots of leather, hot vampire, a lot of cool shit, dude. Check it out.
I'll check it out.
We won't derail this conversation, but if you haven't seen
I will
Underworld,
say that doctors aren't idiots. I shouldn't have said that, but like I am in a lawsuit with one, so I feel like I can say that. But I'm an idiot, and if I was going to go step into their world and try and practice medicine, I'm an idiot, right?
Exactly.
So if you're listening, you're a doctor. I don't really think you're an idiot, unless you're the one that you're suing me. Then
there's one for sure, for a fact, is an idiot. Your neighbor. And Kel's coming for you, bro. That
I'll never settle.
He's too stubborn, dude. He's like, I don't care. I don't care if it costs me everything I have. I'm gonna win. And I said, man, rich people wars are different, bro. Let's see who can outspend who.
That's what's going on.
That's what happens in the rich world. But to your point, in terms of doctors or they're exceptional at what they do. Mm-hmm. They're idiotic in terms of business, right? Or
generally,
I would say, again, there is the exception to the rule, right? Look, we own an accounting firm and we're not accountants. We're the exception to the rule. There's always exceptions to the rule. Yeah. But at the end of the day, a lot of dentists, they're very great dentists. Plumbers are very great plumbers, but they're terrible on the actual entrepreneur side, managing money, managing their books, building there's so much more than just the craft that you have to perform, whether it is in the construction industry, whether it's the, healthcare industry, it doesn't matter. Accounting industry. There could be a CPA that's terrible on actually operating a business, but is amazing with numbers with your business, right? So you just not everybody's going to be an expert in every single level of entrepreneurship. So that's basically, you guys know what the hell we're talking about. We usually don't beat people up too hard on here and call people idiots, but today we did.
just in defense of the whole
idiot comment,
the idiot doctor idea is the healthcare system is really like that's where the problem is, because you have a third party payer, you have an insurance company that pays for everything. So in any industry, when the customer is not actually the one that is creating or paying for the services.
There's a third party.
There's a third party involved. So now you have a lack of customer service, right?
Oh, then there's
if I'm expecting you to pay me a certain dollar for services delivered, I'm going to treat you differently than if Trevor over here is paying me whatever I ask for, and I'm giving you care. It's like, just make sure you just come in, and then I'm going to send Trevor a big fat bill.
Then there's this, bro.
And my customer service is going to drop. And then also I'm going to start Trevor can start telling me, okay, you can only do X, Y, and Z for Kel. That's all I'll pay for. Yeah. What do you think I'm going to do for Kel?
Right.
I'm just going to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm not going to actually create an amazing healthcare experience that's going to get to the root underlying cause and solve problems. So I just told you guys how we can solve the whole healthcare crisis. But that would be us paying for our own health or focused on our health and actually doing something about it. And then have catastrophic. That's my philosophy. Anyways. Too. I'll get off my soapbox.
No, you're good, bro. There's also, I feel bad for doctors, though, because there is these regulating bodies, too, man. It's like you gone to school your whole life to be a doctor. That's a huge investment of time and money. It's like you're everything. You've put everything into becoming a doctor. And then, it's really been exposed a lot, too, with this whole COVID stuff. It's like, oh, well, if you don't follow our protocol, we'll just take your license. Oh, you're an MD? Not anymore, because you didn't follow what we want you to do, even though these doctors are like, well, there might be better treatments for COVID, or, this person might not be a great candidate for a vaccine. Oh, well, we'll take your license away. Right. And so it is, I do feel bad for certain doctors too, that are like, well, I can't really treat you how you should be treated because I'll lose my license. That's bullshit. We do have a lot of messed up systems in our damn country.
I mean, to your defense, when you say, the I word earlier in the conversation, idiots. I think the last 2 years showed that they're more programmed and robotic in terms. Look, I believe, honestly, anybody that goes through a system then goes to college, like they're literally taught to be an operating computer system. Just like a programmer can program something, they program it how they want it to function. So you're telling me you just went through school and then you went through 8 years of additional school and you think that you're 100% free thinker? Again, those ones are the exception to the rule. Yeah. You were programmed exactly how they wanted you to program, and that's how the system was set up. That's exactly just what it is. I mean, look at homeboy, that our good friend that we have was in Vegas, that's now in Dallas, that you just went and saw, that's a doctor, right? Yeah, but he talks a lot of shit on doctors. Like, he is a doctor, and all of his colleagues that he went to college with, #fake doctor. That's what they call him, because he literally digs way deeper than just the books and the lessons that they were told that they had to study. So he goes deeper into peer review studies that's much deeper than, hey, if this flare up happens, you hand them this. That's what you're taught.
Yep.
Boom, boom. You cue this up if this happens. That's just all it is. So you're honoring the program that the programmers programmed in your head, which was this little thing called the university. And again, people might hate me for that. I don't give a shit. That's just how I view it. It could be wrong, which is a rarity, but it's a possibility. So
that's part of what I do, is really help with that side of things, and helping create a process and a system where and it's not just medical doctors. We work with acupuncturists, like
what the hell does acupuncture even do? Do you know?
I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to try it, but I never
I've
have.
seen all the needles in the body and stuff. I'm like, whoa, it looks super uncomfortable.
It's actually really cool stuff, and I would rather get an acupuncture treatment than a massage.
Wow.
I had a chiropractor stick a few in my forehead one time, actually.
And?
I don't know.
Didn't feel it?
I don't really get like headaches and shit, so I'm like, I couldn't say like,
all the time.
My headaches are gone, right?
So how I'll give you like very plain, the lamest terms I can find to
give
just
us a
explain.
pop-up book term, right? Like make it simple.
So if you think about your body, our blood flow and circulation feeds like all our vital nutrients, antioxidants, hormones, everything flows through our blood. So one of those hair-thin needles, like they're super thin, they don't have pain. You put it in the right location, and that'll stimulate up to 200% increase in blood flow and circulation. And so if I have different problems, and that's the beautiful thing with like an acupuncturist, they can diagnose the body through your tongue, through your pulse, and really just understand what's going on, and then they can pinpoint different areas. They put an acupuncture needle there that increases blood flow, circulation. It's typically painless. You feel like a little bit of sensation. I love it. I take like a 30-minute nap. They put the needles in. I take a nap. We'll usually put like a heat lamp on certain areas of the body that need heat, and then it's like you're take a little 30-minute nap.
For injury then? Like if you're injured in a spot and you need more blood flow to recover?
So pain is a common treatment with acupuncture. The other things,
but isn't pain just basically inflammation in the body, right? And so something's irritating.
So what you're doing is you're increasing blood flow and healing capability of your own body.
So the inflammation decreases, therefore the pain slowly goes away.
Exactly. It can also help with organ and gland communication, so your hormones. So if we're moving your blood flow the right way, we can increase hormones, and that's actually a small part of what we do. My brother's trained in acupuncture.
Yeah, I was just curious about it because I've seen the needles and
it's really cool stuff. It's fascinating.
What causes more blood flow, that or that gua sha treatment where they scrape you?
I've seen that shit too.
I've done that. I actually do like that.
Like the other option would be like Cialis that creates some blood flow.
Oh yeah, I know all about that one.
I tried that too.
Try three of them on a Friday night and see what happens. You know, I was just trying to have a good time and ended up in the ER, bro, because they said if it lasts longer.
Bro, if you got a homie that's got Cialis and he gives you one, that's a true homie.
I've never tried one. I'm being dead serious. I have homies that have, like on the golf course, they're like, dude, you gotta try it, dude. Like, I'm like, what? What's this new drug you guys talking about? What does it do?
Sorry, when you said, does that create more blood flow than this?
Hey,
I was like, I was just waiting for something.
Bro,
so
we're keeping it real, dude.
Maybe. So we do that. We help with the consulting. And then the biggest thing that we've been working on lately is our programs, our Accelerate Wellness programs. And we do peptides. So that's where, like, I see the coolest thing, because we can do that. Like with this, the biggest thing we've got out of this COVID world is being able to operate from a virtual perspective. When people are too afraid to come into our clinics and our office, we can still reach people anywhere. And so peptides. So
are you guys nationwide then?
Yeah,
you can do prescriptions nationwide, or what is it that you're doing nationwide? Like,
we do like virtual wellness programs. So it's like specific testing. We'll do, labs based on.
So you tell them, hey, go get your blood work at this lab, and then we'll review it here.
Yeah.
And then get back to you and go over it
or
with you
we'll
virtually.
Send you kits. So we'll tell you, you need to go poop in a box, because we want to look at your digestive profile. We want to look at what's happening in your gut, because if you got some GI stuff going on, that's probably going to mess with your brain. That's going to mess with your energy. That's going to mess with a lot of things. And so, so that's one way. And then we use peptides as a big treatment.
I heard that there's like a bunch of different types of peptides
too.
I think that's what you were telling me.
I'm on peptides right now.
I think you were saying there's
for
like
testosterone,
a bunch of different ones
what
that
peptides
do different ones.
Testosterone enhancement one, but it's
CJC 1295.
I think so.
Ipamorelin.
I'd have to go get it.
After you take it, do you get a little flush?
No, but it took like 3 months before I started realizing, it is working, because all my man organs were starting to turn back on good again.
Really
you know
strong.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
the Cialis pill went away.
Yeah, it was like Cialis. I'm like, damn, my test levels are up. It's working, right? Yeah. But
you wake up in the morning, you're like, okay.
But it's hard sometimes, man, because you're supposed to keep it in the fridge, and it's okay for a day or two if you don't. But it's like, I'm traveling, I'm like trying to put it in the fridge.
Traveling.
I left it at the hotel one time, and I was like, bro, can you send me another prescription of that, because I lost it, And then you're going without it for a few days. I'm like, I just need to get better with it, But dude, like there's peptides that make you tan. Like some of the guys here at the office take one to make your skin tan. Yeah.
Oh, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you can make me tan?
That's why Tyler Case has been looking tanner, bro. They're on peptides for that.
I freaking hate people that just look like they got back from a week-long vacation every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are they so tan all the time? Now I know.
Yeah,
peptides.
But dude,
it's also a really good immune-enhancing peptide, melanotan. It'll make you tan, and it's actually pretty good for your immune system.
Send it, dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So people are gonna see me tan as shit here next week. Let me ask you this, bro. Have you ever tried a breathing exercise, like legit? Because like we're talking about more holistic,
Wim Hof?
like hour-long shit, like where you're basically equal to like you taking DMT.
Maybe not that intense.
Like, oh my God.
We did a really intense one,
it
bro.
Was
that
fucking
was
intense
life-changing for me.
Shit.
Yeah, it was dope.
Just like, 4 days ago?
Yeah, we're hiring her to come up. And it's like, so dude, I was talking about it with Jordan today too at the gym, trainer, and he's like, yeah, I've done it. It's been cool. I'm like, no, dude, you guys haven't done it.
Yeah.
Like what we did was like next level intensity, bro, because everyone that's I've talked to has been like Jeremy doing the wind off.
Like,
it's all cool, right?
Yeah.
It's good. You can tell it's helpful. Yeah. But like this one actually puts you in an alternative state.
Oh my God.
That was cool.
It was cool.
It was cool.
Dude,
so,
we were just there.
I
hooked, I was like, yeah, I for sure want to do this breathwork thing in the morning or whatever. So I go to the gym. I'm like, okay, are you doing this breathwork? Because I was just going to hitch a ride with him.
I'm not going to lie. I mean, I signed up for it for a little just networking. I was like, I'm gonna show up and support.
Yeah.
But I have been interested in it. So,
but that was my thing too. Is like I went there with zero expectation, like breathing. Yeah. I do that every day. You know, I don't need help with it.
Trev came in the room. He's like, "Let's go, dude. That breathwork's right now." Like, damn, let's go. We ran down there
at like 6:55. I'm like, bro, that breathwork thing starts in 5 minutes. I was like, let's roll. I'm like, all right, let's go. And we went and did it, dude. And I'm like sitting there. I'm like, oh, cool. Let's get into this thing, right? And we start getting into it. And it's like, bro. Like, we've done ayahuasca. We've done DMT. Yeah. Full transparency, people. And I would say that that's the closest thing to DMT that I've ever experienced. And Kel went further through breathwork than he did through the ayahuasca in terms of experience, dude.
Right.
And there was other grown-ass people, dudes wearing Tom Brady.
Big old dudes.
Big dudes, dude, wearing Tom Brady Tampa Bay Bucks jersey during breath, that popping up.
All in. Dude. They had a whole forgiveness experience with their parents, like so crazy shit, dude.
It was incredible. But you're like into more natural, holistic healing.
I love
have the body work with the body. Let's
when we have her come up for
the
mastermind, we'll have you come in just as a guest, bro.
Yeah, dude.
You do the breathwork with us. It's intense.
Dope.
I don't know how much she charges, but we're hiring her to bring this up to our mastermind. Yeah, you know, because our RBO family will love to experience that.
Oh my God. You know, and they're going to probably be like, oh, my God, what did I pay for? Why am I here doing breath work? Until they pop out the other side. After I came out, I said, yo, they should be slinging this breath shit on every corner in a baggie. It's good. I've done some shit in my day. This is good shit. Bro. I don't know what oxygen you've just pumped into this room, but
I think there's she brought a lot of talent to it, though, too. From talking to Jordan, he's like, breathwork's cool. And then talking to Jerry, she must be very good because I was like, bro, I don't know. She was like very good at guiding us to that level.
Shout out Shannon.
She even came in and like, she could see people were struggling. She came over and touched me one time and was like, you know, helping me get to the next level. Because it takes a minute to get to that level, right? And then once you're there, you're like,
your whole body's vibrating at like an incredible frequency, but it's like stiff as a board.
You're truly in your subconscious, bro.
It is a trip.
It was cool.
Anyways, enough about our experience. Yeah. We're over here turning it podcast.
You need to add it to your services, though.
An hour long of breathing, dude. And they're out and they're going to be mind blown on a podcast talking about it.
We'll have to get her on the podcast when she comes out.
So, anywho, my bad, derailing the conversation. But what I do want to make a point about, now that it's already derailed anyways, if we're off the track, we're off the track. Right? But I'm kind of bringing it back at the same time, is motherfuckers need to be open-minded, bro.
Yeah.
They need to be open-minded. Like, I think high achievers are also very stubborn people. Like even us going there, not really expecting a whole lot.
Yeah.
Is that because we're closed-minded and just, you know, what we know is truth and there's no other truth outside of what we know? And I think a lot of people think that are high achievers, but there's a lot of amazing things that they're not even open-minded enough to even experience or tap into that can allow them to maybe reach a new level of awareness or open-mindedness, whether it is being open-minded to more holistic acupuncture, like that looks like weird shit. You got needles on your body. And so I'm into weird shit. Yeah. So it's like, breathing or ayahuasca or anything that maybe would be outside of the normal. Like the more that we do stuff like that, the more open-minded I become to be like, well, if there is even an opportunity for it to benefit me, I want to try it.
Right.
Like, let's just be more open-minded in general to the possibilities of trying new things that you wouldn't normally try. So you have the possibility to experience something that you wouldn't normally experience, right?
What's cool about what Cade does too, and dude, I mean, I just barely hired a guy that does what you guys do, man. So I wish we would have talked sooner, but, and I'm already committed and locked in, but dude, it gives you the data that you need to become a higher,
the most
peak
elite
performer, right? Like, bottom line, dude, is like, I know, like, we're on the verge of doing some massive things here in our company. And like, even talking to a guy that does what you do, like, dude takes the shit samples, the blood samples, they ship them to Stanford, they take hair samples, ship them to Germany. You come back, now you have the data, right? And guys that know how to read it like your companies do, now you know with certainty. And this is where I'm like, okay, I need to do this to become my next version, right? Yeah. That's going to actually take this thing to hundreds of millions of dollars, like to build a company like that and do what I really want to do. Like I need to make sure my health is on point. So that's an investment for me, right? And so everybody that really wants to go to the next level should be like, where can I invest in my health? Get the data that I need to go to my next level, because in order to build companies worth hundreds of millions of dollars, you need to be able to operate without being burned out. And I'm tired of like going out to eat or even at networking events and like I've been eating pretty good, but I don't actually know if I'm eating that good for my biometric makeup or whatever, right? Like now I'll have the data to know like, oh dude, like
black beans don't work for me.
Right.
Or whatever.
Maybe, yeah, exactly. Like these glutens are bad for you because you eat these dairies or, you know, whatever the combinations are. Now you can actually know with detail, I need to be eating like this. Otherwise, I'm going to cause this problem in me that's going to slow me down, right? That's what I'm looking for, and that's what I invested into. And it sounds like that's what you guys do, man. So, like, people need to be willing to invest into that.
But I honestly,
if they really want to.
I 100% agree, and I think that the biggest issue in terms of the world in general and how it handles human beings, this human organism that we call us, is it's one size fits all.
Right.
So there's a pyramid that says, yes, black beans are good.
Right.
Yes,
the food pyramid.
This is good.
Food
right.
pyramid.
This is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. But everybody's body is different. Why does somebody smoke weed and chill out and able to relax and have a good time, and then somebody else has anxiety and it's the exact same weed? Because their body is different. Everybody is unique and different. That's why I'm not a big believer in the old vaccines, because everybody's body is different. 90% of them can take it and nothing might happen, but what about the 10%? There's no one size fits all. True. And that's exactly what Kel's talking about. He wants to get data or information on his body in order to make sure that it's performing at its peak, whatever peak that is, instead of, what if Kel's only at 50% right now and he's accomplished what he's done at 50%? Imagine what the 100% or even 80% might look like, but we don't know unless we know and we start investing into that information, right? And so
I think it's a very valuable investment. And like you were saying, people just need to be more open-minded. Correct. It's like you need to be open-minded, and you need to be able to get that data on you, customized to you, is such a huge investment for you to become the badass you want to be.
So let's bring it full circle now. Let's have Cade tell us maybe some of the experiences that he's had or some of the people that he's worked with that have maybe came in at a very low spot in their life and like felt hopeless or whatever, and they've spent 5, 10, 15 grand on their health and wellness over the course of that year or whatever 6-month program, 12-month program, and completely within a year or whatever was changed or whatever, like the shit you see on the stage, you're healed. It just doesn't happen when they touch your forehead and push you back and you're healed and they stand up out of their wheelchair. That's what Cade does, you guys, except for it just takes 6 to 12 months. It's not immediate. But explain.
So I have like one example, and we talked about this a little bit, but I think, especially when I'm talking to entrepreneurs or people that are focused on like growing their business, health
They're
usually
operating at a high level as an individual.
Oh yeah. Health usually takes a back seat, but if someone can really focus on their health, like, so we have an example of this patient that came in. She was on the verge of disability, like literally no energy. She had to work part-time. She was completely depleted, could not even figure out a way to, like, it was really tough to pay for her care. We figured out a way. We can typically work with like any budget. We just got to figure out ways and get creative sometimes. So she looked at it as an investment, and that's where like the difference between health expense and health
cost
investment
versus an investment.
Yeah,
cost,
because you go to the
return.
Hospital and go to the ER, that is an expense.
Yeah.
You're there because of you either did something stupid, you jumped off something you shouldn't have, and you broke something, or whatever, or you're in an accident, or something. It's not to promote your health; it's to get you back to hopefully homeostasis, or you're
in the negative somewhere. It's trying to get you.
Well, if you're looking to excel your health, insurance company is not going to pay for it, and you're going to have to make that investment in yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so we took her through this process. We do these comprehensive wellness programs. It'll sometimes include like in-office treatments, but typically it's like getting the right data on yourself. And we try to simplify it down to very simple, eating certain things and then getting your body the right nutrients. So we'll have specific supplement protocol, nutrition protocol, and then peptides that we'll roll out. And, you know, she goes from she talked to us, wrote a review, called us, like, this has been a year later, and she just recently reached out, and she's like, hey, I just want you guys to know you completely changed my life. I was on, and we didn't realize then that she was like disability, like almost. You
didn't know disability. How bad it was in her personal life and what she was thinking.
And so this is information that we got later, and it's like, oh, she was on the verge of like bankruptcy and just not even being able to function. And she was able to make $70,000 more than she did the year before. Some of you are like, oh, I make that in a month or a week or whatever. But for her, that was huge. She just completely transformed. She was able to work full time, pick up another job. She started doing Ubers and like did awesome there. And so that was one thing that
it kind of hit home. Probably
it hits home guys. Where it's like, okay, this is like really important stuff that we're doing, and it's really exciting because that's what drives us is we want to help people get their lives back, because when your health's in the toilet, your motivation,
$1 billion and it don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much money you have. You literally just, you can't function right. You can't make good relationships because you can't think right. It's just all unravels. And so if you can have that, we look at health as like our number one foundation. That's our wealth. And then if we can build our monetary wealth, then great. And so that's a big thing. My story, I think just for the audience might be really helpful.
Send it.
I was about 50 pounds heavier than I am now, like pretty overweight.
I remember.
I
seen it.
I got to a point where my energy, I'd come home from work at night, like didn't feel like doing anything, couldn't play with my kids, just like drained. So I reached out to my brother. So this is kind of how I got involved in
the business in general.
This business,
is
I reached out to him and was like, "Hey, I need some help. This is weird." He helped me understand. So we did pretty much what we do for patients now. There's tons more advancements over the last 10 years, but so this is about 10 years ago. Did some testing, understood really what was going on underneath. Over 30 days or over 3 months, I lost like 30 pounds, and my energy and my brain function, everything was like on fire. And then over about 9 months, lost 50 pounds. And my goal wasn't necessarily weight loss. It was actually because I felt like I was doing everything that traditional norms say to do. Like I was working out, I was doing CrossFit, I was like cutting calories and doing everything I could. And the reason why I wasn't working is my body, just to your point, where it's like it's not one size fits all. I was creating more and more inflammation. I had some underlying autoimmune stuff going on, and just completely changed that when we understood what was going on, focused on eliminating some of those triggers and really getting
your body where it needs to be, to where when you are doing those other things, that actually serves you.
And then from there, I got really interested and intrigued in, you know, how physiology, blood work works in line with lifestyle and nutrition, as opposed to, you know, traditionally you go to med school, they're teaching you pharmaceuticals. And so it's just a completely different.
You could have went to a doctor and just got Adderall, bro. You could get your energy there. I know many people that have done that. Seems to help them. Their eyeballs are about this big in every picture they take. You know, looks like they're spotlighting, and you catch it from Coyote's eyes. Or sking. So Adderall.
I took Adderall one time, dude.
Oh my god.
And I was like, okay, I got to get we do taxes here all day, and like I had neglected mine all year because we're focused on keeping up with all of our clients, right? And so I was like, shit, I gotta get all my stuff together, and I had a lot. My tax returns are gnarly, dude. So I'm like, I popped an Adderall once because my friend suggested it, and I was like, just zinging through shit, bro. But I felt like garbage the next day. Even my back hurt, bro. I was like,
bro,
like it messed my kidneys up or something, dude. Just one pill.
Yeah. I tried it twice.
The come down was harsh, dude.
Well, I tried it twice because I hated it the first time, and I just wanted to double check. To see if it really did hate it.
We're human, bro. We got to do that once in a while.
Try, you know what I mean?
I'll do anything.
It's almost like a
twice.
restaurant, right? You know, it's like, well,
if it sucked the first time, maybe it'll be better the second.
Kel said one time at lunch, "I'll do anything," and we're like, "Anything?" He says, "Anything." Sometimes twice, just to make sure I hated it, you know, or something like that. And I failed that to my soul. Even a bad restaurant, you're like, okay, maybe I just ordered something. Remember that one that you like here on the boulevard, that new place that I said was gross?
Oh,
and you're like, dude, you got to try it again. And so like, I haven't yet, but I need to.
You got to go with me.
Yeah. I didn't.
Sometimes you gotta know how to order up.
No, it wasn't the curry. It was the old Taco Time, where the old Taco Time was.
You gotta get the burrilla, bro. The
Mexican joint.
Yeah.
After I'm done with 75 hard, we're gonna slam that.
Yeah.
But I do want to. Don't do Adderall, people. You know, it literally made my armpits.
Stay away from that.
The first time, just nervous and sweaty, and I didn't even it. And then the
it's
second time I did,
it did the
same
really
thing.
Do need it.
Yeah, it was. I was just trying to get a little pep in my step, just get a little extra, because I heard it was good, and so I try anything. So, but I do want to transition from Adderall to something that actually can bring value to people that are listening. So, and again, guys, just so that you understand, we're not going to necessarily talk about the company that he did some stuff with, because there's different agreements and things like that were in place, but. We have individuals reach out to me and Kel all the time on Real Business Owners like, hey, I'm really interested in taking on an investment. Do you know of any investors? And some of you guys listening right now will know the response that we say to everybody. Mm-hmm. Be careful about taking on money. And we always say, we can't really tell you yes or no. I mean, obviously it's your business, your baby. We've never done it. We've always grown through our own sacrifices.
We've bootstrapped everything.
Yeah, we bootstrapped everything. Okay, we need more money. Okay, we don't take a check for 3 months. And what we would normally take, that's the extra in the bank account. And we've done this for a decade plus now.
Right.
Whenever we need more, we take a step back. And when everything's good,
the business
we
first.
feed ourselves, right? So it's just ebb and flow, feeding the business, feeding us, just kind of depending on where we're at. Now we're at the point where the business kicks off enough money to where it feeds us very well, and there's extra to continue to pad it and feeding itself. That's the ideal situation. And if you do what me and Kel have done and kind of bootstrap it a lot, you'll get to the point where the business spits off to where you can live a good life, and the business has the ability to continue to scale at a good pace, right? Mm-hmm. So we say not to take on money for one main reason and one main reason only. And prior to getting on the podcast, he literally said exactly what we tell people. The reason why we don't take on investors or recommend individuals to take on investors is because you started a business for one reason, to get away from maybe a boss or somebody that you had to answer to. Freedom, correct. That's really the main word, right? Mm-hmm. Little did we know, right? We went in for freedom and picked up less free time, but it's our thing, right? Yeah. It's something that we enjoy, this weird battle of challenges and overcoming. That's who entrepreneurs are, right? We do
become a lot more free through those sacrifices.
Correct.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually. It's
but it wouldn't feel that free if we had a bunch of investors.
Yes. These are people that you have to report to.
Right.
These are people that are it's their money. They want to know what's going on with their money. So if me and Kel gave somebody $100,000, do you really think that we're just going to sit there for 6 months or a year and just not even ask what's going on?
Right. You got someone to answer to, or you're going to answer to the court system.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And so you're putting yourself in a situation where now, yes, I'll take your money because it feels cool that you're taking on investors' money and you're growing, and you're kind of blinded by that a little bit, that somebody wants to invest into your business and your baby, and you're only looking at all the positives. Maybe not pausing and taking a look at, okay, well, do what we want to do and what they want to do, does that match? Does that line up? Does that, you know, and you can kind of shine a little bit of light on it. We don't need to go too deep into it because there's been some stuff go on, and with the company that he did that with, and we're going to respect Cade and his brother, and we're going to respect the other company that he did this with, but just shine light a little bit maybe on your now new perspective of, yes, taking on money and then having to get out of that situation because it just wasn't best for what you guys wanted to do with your business.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure a lot of you out there, if you've considered taking on investors, it's exciting because, oh, maybe I'll get, you know, if you're going to give up some ownership, you'll get a chunk of change.
Bigger,
that can be like, you know, that's a nice dopamine hit, and those can be short-lived. So I would say sometimes you can bring on the right one, and if they're an expander and you have the same vision, the right vision, and they're going to help you grow, and it's the right team in place, that might be a good space. But make sure you know those things coming into it. I kind of came into something blind where I thought I didn't know them well enough, didn't do enough due diligence on my end, and that's I own that completely. And so ultimately what happened is, you know, they came in, we got, you know, check up front, and it was almost as though we now became employees of our own business. And that it doesn't feel nice when you're trying to grow something, and the plan is to create growth, and, you know, all the funds that your business is building is going somewhere else and not into your business. It's going into an external business that these funds
invested into yours. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I would say that's the biggest thing. Sometimes if you can bring someone on that has an expertise in what you're doing and you can really grow, that can be beneficial. But if it's like just silent money that is getting pumped into your business and you're going to have to answer to that, sometimes
maybe slow down on making that move. Think twice about it. Not saying it's the
make sure it's the right person, because ultimately it's like a marriage. So you gotta make sure you know that person before you jump in bed.
Yeah,
with them.
It can turn out really bad, but guess what? There is the flip side. It can turn out really good too. So I'm not gonna say that 100% of the time when somebody takes on investor, it's just an absolutely terrible experience. That's not the case. So but again, that's just, we haven't had that experience and we don't want that experience and because of this exact reason.
I think that's amazing though, that you guys have bootstrapped what you have and grown it to what it is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So, and I don't want to deter, because I guarantee there has been somebody that's taken on investor money and their business skyrocketed and their life has been forever changed.
Yeah. They were able to hit their valuations and their exit and blah, blah, blah.
And all we're saying is take a moment longer, get out of the weird honeymoon phase of, great, we're investor, now we're going to skyrocket this business. I own a little less, but a little less of a lot more is going to be great. Yeah. But I get this big chunk of money right now, kind of blinded by all the cool things. And half the time it might work great, half the time it might not. But just maybe you invite somebody in that's been through an experience of an investor coming in that can kind of play mediator or middleman and look at both sides. And just make sure that you're getting a good deal. That's kind of the only thing. That's the only advice that we could really give.
Yeah. It's like Shark Tank, bro. You show up, you're all excited. Well, dude, Mark Cuban wants to partner with me. You get all excited. You get impulsive, right? And next thing you know, it's like, ooh, do I really want, did I want to? Now I got to answer Mark Cuban, bro. That's a lot of pressure. Yeah. Do you have the skill set to actually follow through and perform and make Mark Cuban happy with his investment? Right? Like that's crazy.
Well, he said he was trying to grow and scale and make decisions with the business. Mm-hmm. That by itself is hard enough.
Yeah.
Just without even having to communicate with people. So trying to grow and scale a business and all the problems that come with that, all the fires that you got to put out when you're trying to do these things, plus having somebody looking over your shoulder while you're doing it, while you're trying to, oh, hey, this is exactly what we're trying to do here. Okay, back at it. Oh, well, okay, I guess we won't do that if you don't want us to do that. You know, like they're literally dictating
I don't like
things
that,
from a distance.
And I like this. And then also, just make sure you watch out, especially for deals. Invest in a good attorney and make sure that you know where the cash flow is going.
I always tell people too, man. I'm like, you know what? Get an attorney. It's worth paying for an hour of their time and just walk through the scenarios of an operating agreement, right? Like, oh, well, if you don't write your language in your operating agreement on, say, voting shares and things like that this certain way, like this could come back to bite you in the ass. Yeah. Or it could help you in this area. Like, understand all the scenarios, right? And I always tell people the same thing, man. Like, you're putting together a partnership, you take on investors, you're going to be building operating agreements together. It's worth the time of getting a good attorney. What's a good attorney? $500 to $700 an hour. I'll pay that all day long to make sure that our operating agreement fits everybody's needs and security measures to make sure that this thing, if it does implode, we know we set the parameters to where everybody knows what they've got to do to exit this thing. Yeah. If it does explode and it's great, people can't get greedy because it's all written in there. Yeah. Everyone's got to pull their weight in the areas in the operating agreement that they said they're going to pull their weight.
Yeah, a couple $1,000s can save you a couple $100,000 or millions.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I mean, but I think again, maybe people just try to do too much themselves and think, maybe thinks too highly of themselves. Like, ain't nobody gonna get me. I'm not gonna get got. You know what I mean? Like,
or you really trust that person, and it's like.
But look, people are trying to handle their own health, and they feel like shit.
Oh,
people try to handle their own accounting, and it ends up terrible.
Yeah.
People try to handle whatever it is, right? Like they're on marketing, and they're not marketers. They're again the plumber. Like, focus on your craft and what you're great at, and surround yourself with the people that are also great at what they're great at, and surround yourself with a team of individuals, even if they're all outsourced.
Yeah.
Like, literally, me and Kel were talking like, dude, it's just so crazy when you're starting up in business. You pick the cheapest option, the cheapest marketer, the cheapest accountant, the cheapest this, the cheapest that, and the cheapest thing costs you the most in the long run. We had the cheapest accountant at one point because I was like, oh, that's $1,200 a month. That's nope, because we were struggling back in 11 or whatever. We had no money, 66 grand in credit. So there's a $1,200 a month gone. See ya. Hired a much cheaper one. She ended up getting us audited.
Costing us a lot more than
a lot more later on. You know what I mean? And so because we went the cheap route, but now we're like, okay, some people want to spend $200 on a website. They're looking for the cheapest. Oh, this place at Wix is free and you just pay the $20 a month. Well, you're getting a $20 a month website. Yeah. You're probably not trying to build a big, massive business with a $20 a month website, right? And so now we just invested $100,000 into a website and an entire back end that's going to be absolutely amazing. Why? Because we want to build that great and that big of a business. So we're done playing small. We're done going for the cheapest option. Now we're actually looking at the most expensive options, the individuals that value their time because they're experts in their field. And we're going to go deep and pay the right people, the right price to get the right result. And that's what's missing in a lot of entrepreneurs, especially in the beginning. We get it because we've been there. We've had to be like, well, shit, dude, we got 10 grand. We can't afford a $50,000 website or whatever. But you graduate through these levels and relationships, I guess. You get better ones and better ones and better ones that are greater in their field, but they also cost more. But as you're growing as an entrepreneur, your network grows and the people you surround yourself with should grow, right, in terms of their level of expertise. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, and a lot of those expenses come with scale, too, is like you initially probably wouldn't recommend
a startup having a $100,000 website with a whole bunch of stuff on the back end that's going to be pretty much where we can follow you and know what you eat, what you watch at night, and what you're scrolling through on your phone. So watch it if you visit our site. No, just kidding. Pretty much, kind of though. Okay, well, I mean, we're good.
We can track you and follow you around.
We're getting deep, so we're using technology to our advantage. That's for sure. So, if individuals want to connect with you, reach out to you, ask about their health, their wellness. Maybe just a quick question. Hey, I'm feeling shitty, or I get frequent headaches, and maybe even just a generic basic question that you might be able to shine light on. Where would they reach out to you or connect with you? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram?
So you can message me directly. Okay. It's Cade, C-A-D-E, Cade Archibald at, that's my Instagram. It's
at Cade Archibald, just on Instagram. Sorry. No underscore.
No underscore, just Cade Archibald.
And that'll be in the show notes as well.
Facebook, I do not check my...
It's C-A-D-E.
I don't check my Facebook Messenger very often, so please don't message me on Facebook.
Message him on Insta.
Insta, I should be able to get back to you. And then you can go to our website. It's ACU, that's acueastwest.com. You can
gowellness.com if it's actual.
If you're a healthcare provider, healthcare entrepreneur looking to grow and scale, go to
additional products, additional services to help you create additional revenue, right?
Yep.
And serve your clients a little bit better as well. Is the idea, right?
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah. And how often do you do? Is that virtual or is that only meetups? The Go Wellness.
Wellness. We do a weekly webinar with our clients, as well as we onboard people through that.
Okay.
And then we do quarterly
meetups?
live meetings in Salt Lake.
Okay. Cool. Anything, Cal?
Oh, it's
Before we
great,
wrap
man.
up?
I think it is an investment. Your health is an investment. People should definitely look at it that way. And so if they're, like literally that's why I ended up investing into is just asking that one question. So if people do have a question, like hit them up, ask them a question. Like I asked this dude, I'm like, bro, I loved how I felt on testosterone replacement therapy, but it kept enlarging my prostate. And he's like, boom, dude, it could be your estrogen, it could be this, there's all these pathways and all this data is going to tell us exactly and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, dude, I need to invest into that, right?
Yeah.
So I would definitely encourage people hit people like Cade up and be like, dude, this is happening. This is going on with me. Is this something that you've dealt with before? And see if they can help you out.
Yeah, they'd rather have an $800 a month car payment than spend... Yeah. What's that? $10,000 a year? Then spend $10,000 a year on their health.
Yeah, bro. I want this body to be a Ferrari, bro. Yeah. I don't want this to be you
might look cool, but your body feels like shit as you look cool.
I ain't trying to roll like an Acura no more, dude. I want to be a.
Cal's health ain't.
Hey, so want to leave you guys with one other thing. So we're doing a 60-day reset right now. You mentioned 75 hard. So this is for what we're doing with we have our health accelerator community.
Okay.
So every Wednesday at 4:30, this is where all of our patients can join. So if you go to AcuEastWest/hack, HAC, you can actually register for this. But right now, so this is just a challenge for everybody. So there's 6 daily challenges over the next 60 days. And so first one's sleep. So get 8 hours of sleep. So ideal would be 9:30 to 5:30. So wake your ass up early.
That's like my schedule, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
You just confirmed everything that I've ever lived by for the last 5 years. Thank you.
So hydrate. So
talk to my wife. Tell her not to give me shit about going to bed early.
So hydration is a big one.
That's right.
So get some electrolytes like sodium. I'll do lemon juice or
What about a gallon of water a day? Are you one of the ones that say it's bad for you? Because some people say it's bad for you. Some people say it's good for you.
So a gallon of just straight up water is not ideal because you're going to be losing minerals.
Flushing
but
minerals
if you
out of your
add
body.
some electrolytes or even just some salt and lemon juice in it, like squeezed lemon,
it absorbs better.
You're going to be way better off.
Just don't ask Andy about adding a lemon to your water.
I just mine's straight water. Somebody asked him on
the 75 hard.
On 75 hard said, "Well, can I put a little lemon in it?" And he goes, "Fucking water. It's water. Like if you have to ask, don't do the fucking program. It's water. Do you not know what water means? He went off. I loved it.
That's hilarious.
But it is true.
So from a health perspective, and especially if you're working out twice a day, you need to make sure you got good hydration and you're replenishing minerals. Because if you're sweating and you're drinking that much water, you're just flushing your whole system. So get some minerals. That would be the thing. So the equations half your ounces in body weight.
Okay.
Or half your body weight in ounces. That's
you weigh 200, drink 100 ounces.
Yep. And then exercise at least 60 minutes a day. So that could be 2 30-minute workouts, whatever. Hot and cold. So I heard you guys got some people that do Wim Hof here. Mm-hmm. So I got this. You guys got to come check out my freezer in my backyard. It's I just got a cold freezer and I have a timer hooked up to it, so it freezes when it's supposed to. Except in the winter, it gets all jacked up. Now it's a big ice block, but. Anyways, do some cold plunging.
That's your cold plunge.
Or some cold shower.
Is a deep freezer.
Yeah.
You just open it up and hop in. Do you ever shut the top of that thing and just go in just in your dark?
I'll go in, but I won't shut the top. It's not big enough for that.
Just a little mini.
I'd have to be really curled
so
up
I'd
in a
fit.
ball. You'd fit, yeah, for sure.
No doubt.
For sure. And then we do mindset morning. So this is if you're trying to be successful or change your health, like you have to identify as a healthy person, as a wealthy person, as someone that actually does cool shit.
Yeah.
You can't have the mindset that I suck and then expect to be good.
Yeah.
You have to have that in your mindset. And so we do a mindset morning where it's, 5 minutes of gratitude, 5 minutes of what you're good at, and 5 minutes visualization, and then meditation.
Yeah.
And some good deep breathing. So that's those are the 6 challenges. So
where would they find more information on that?
Go to acueastwest.com/hack. That's HAC.
Okay, cool. No, I love that. It's just ending with something positive, something that you guys could do to, obviously put yourself in a situation where
structure.
You have a little bit more structure and you're focused on your health.
Right.
If you have things to check off each day, you're probably more likely to do it than just waking up like, what do I want to do today without any direction or any structure. So anywho, if you guys have questions, reach out to Cade. Cade, we appreciate you coming on, bro.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It was fun.
Good time.
Yeah. So make sure you guys are leaving reviews, sharing with family, friends, co-workers, anybody that would get value out of this. Other than that, we'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Peace.